Hey everyone, Combo here, back with another Empires and Puzzles video, and today we are in day 3 of the 5-star Rush Attack Raid Tournament with no blues. I'm going to feature my 5 raid flags with commentary. Today's featured hero is going to be Ceris. Love using Ceris. Average mana speed, deals 600% damage to the target. If the target had more than 50% mana before receiving damage, targets another enemy who had over 50% mana before receiving any damage from this special skill. If none of the other enemies had 50% mana, targets a random enemy. The damage is reduced on each consecutive hit. Each enemy can only be hit once. All hit targets get silenced for 4 turns, and all enemies get minus 250 attack and minus 250 defense as a wither effect as well. First up, we are going to be going up against a Blossom Tank team. That's interesting. They've also got Glass Vivica, Vard, Glass Justice, and Kalo. All right, let's put together a team here. I am gonna bring in a bunch of slow heroes, probably. Let's bring in probably Vard. I'm gonna stay away from Bernadette just so that she doesn't steal the show, but if you've got her, you should use her. Let's use Grimsteel for some growth. Actually, do they have any garrison guards on this defense? No, they do not. Okay, let's use Grimsteel. Just kidding, I cannot use any blues. Let's use Heigl. He gives me attack growth and hits one enemy for like 850% damage or something like that. And then let's bring in Mordowich, and then I'm going to need a healer. Let's bring in probably Astrid. Yeah, let's bring in Astrid, put her on the wing. Kind of a weird 2-1-1-1 setup, which I'm not actually liking too much. Let's take out Heigl and put in Tamlin. Yeah, I like this much better. And then Astrid, where are you? Astrid, there we go. All right, let's go into battle with this, see how this first flag goes. Gonna start off with the 3 purples on the left up against Vivica. And then let's match the 3 blues to set off that cascade of purple so that I can get all of my purple specials. And we got some yellows for Astrid. No reds for our featured hero, Ceris, unfortunately. All right, let's use Vard first for the Wither, and then Tamlin. And then I want to use Mordowich on Vard. Match these 3 purples on the bottom here. Holding on to Astrid since I don't need to use her nice cascade of purples. And Blossom is dead, and everybody else is going to be dead in a moment, probably. We've also got Ceris also. Let's use Vard first. And then let's use Ceris. This should finish everybody off. We'll give him the glory of ending the battle, and it is over. All right. We are 1 for 1. That battle went very quick and smooth. Next up, we've got a Regen tank team. They've also got Salamata. They've got Scroll Beast, Lee Q, and Toon Vivica. So I want to maybe keep the team the same. I would like some sort of cleanser because of the Molten Core from Regen, though. Although that's really the only ailment that they give. You know what? Let's stick with the same team. I'm going to start off with this red diamond. I don't want to waste the red diamond because I only need 1 more red tile, but I think I might hit it because it's not going to set off Regen, I don't think. And I can silence Regen before they get going. Yeah, okay, that worked out good. Actually, let's wait 1 more turn to get everybody's mana up a little bit more. I'm going to match the 4 blues all the way on the left. This should not send any cascades off. Okay, good. Now let's use Ceris on Regen. This should hit almost everybody. Yep, it did. Cool. And everybody but Vivica is silenced. Awesome. And that is why I love Ceris. That did get reflected back to Ceris. It's not the glass version of Vivica, but her superior masterclass mana shield makes it so that if she does resist something, it gets reflected back. So that's why Ceris got silenced. All right, now we got to start matching some purples. Let's match these greens and blues up here in the middle. Got one purple. Let's move up this purple so that I can match them next turn. Nice cascade, actually. That'll do. Nice cascade again. Regen is dead. Let's use Vard and then Tamlin. And then let's use Mortal Witch on... How much health does Lee Q have left? We should be able to kill Lee Q with that one red tile. Okay, because I'm going to move over the blue dragon. Let's use Mortal Witch on Scroll Beast. And let's kill off Lee Q. Perfect. Nice cascade of red so we can get Ceris, although he's silenced. Let's use Astrid, and I'm going to tile dump with this yellow diamond, I think. Yeah. Let's use Astrid, and then I'm going to use Ceris on Salamata. Goes to these purples over here. That way I can get my purple specials back, and Mortal Witch did have Moth Dust, so that's why she did not get her special. Should get our purple specials back, and this should be the end of the battle. And it is. All right, we are 3 for 3 so far, or rather 2 for 2. Next up, we've got a, Rosanna tank team? Okay, they've also got Glass Sartana, Glass Elkinen, Glass Obicon, and Glass Vivica. So Rosanna's one of those heroes that gives Insanity, deals 500% damage to the target, has 80% chance for additional hits up to 4 times. All right, so we're going to want to bring in some Resist Insanity heroes, some Fawns, or Untold Tales 1 costumes. So let's take out everybody but Ceris. Unfortunately, Ceris will not resist Insanity, but we're going to keep him in. And let's bring in Bramble. And then could bring in Medea. What color? It's a red tank. Could bring in Medea. Okay, let's do that, and then I could bring in Gestalt. Isidore. Yeah, I like Isidore for this. Just switch his troop real quick. Why does Tamlin have this troop on? That's weird. All right, let's go into battle with this. I'm going to start off with the 3 purples, actually. I was going to match the reds up top with the yellows, but it's going to move up that 1 red tile on the bottom too many spots up. And I only want it to move up 1 so that I can match them with the ones on the right. And we've actually got 4 reds we can match. Cool. Nice cascade of purples. And we've got our purple tiles already. Let's use Tamlin, and then I'm going to use Medea on Rosanna for the Shifting Miles attack. And then let's match these 3 reds. That should actually kill Rosanna. Cool. We've got Medea back already. I've got Isidore. Let's use Ceris first. This should hit everybody. And then let's use Medea over here, and then Isidore, and this should be the end of the battle, probably. All right, we are 3 for 3 now. Next up, we have a Gurick tank team. All right, so I'm going to need to switch up this team quite a bit here. So I'm bringing 3 purples and 2 reds up against this Gurick tank team. They've also got Astrid, Mortawitch, Bernadette, and Elsbeth. I've got Ceris for silencing and the withering. I've got Vard for his wither effects. I've got Mortawitch for the Mega Fiend after the big damage. Duelfleur as my healer and for the molten core. And then I've got Bernadette in here for the paintings as well. All right, we're definitely gonna be able to get our 6 reds. That's gonna be awesome. Normally, I would want to tile dump and match the 3 purples, which would set off a cascade of the blues and the reds, but I do not want a tile dump in this scenario because I do not want Gurick going off. So let's just match these 3 reds here. Perfect. We've got our red specials. Now, let's first turn everybody into paintings. And then I might wait a turn, actually, to use Ceris until everybody else's mana is a little bit more full. If I match the blues in the middle with the purples, that's going to set off Gurick. There's only one enemy with mana over 50%, which is why I'm hesitant. Let's match the 3 yellows over here up against Bernadette. Alright, now we've got at least 3 over 50%, it looks like. So it should hit 4 enemies. Let's make sure that we hit Bernadette. And let's match these blues and purples up the middle now. Let's match these blues and greens up the middle here. Give me a purple somewhere, please. Thank you. Let's match the 3 purples up against Gurick. He is dead. Cool. Now let's use Vard first. We use Duelfleur to heal. And then I'm going to hit Astrid over here on the left with Mortawitch, because I do not want to deal with any reviving. Let's now do some tile dumping here with these blues and the dragons. Not as much tile dumping as I would have liked, and everybody's out of the paintings. Alright, well... let's match the blues up against Bernadette. Alright, we did get some purples, nice. Let's match the 4 purples. Nice dodge by whoever that was. Mortawitch, because of the moth family. Nice. Let's see if we can do some damage to Bernie. Probably not much, because I'm in that stupid painting shenanigan. Alright, at least Mortawitch and Duelfleur came out of the paintings. Let's match the purples now. Die, Bernadette. Please. Let's match the 3 purples again up against Bernie. Nice, she's dead. Vard is dead, unfortunately. Let's use Duelfleur to heal. Let's match these greens and reds over here, although Ceris is going to be dead. How many more turns are we in a painting for? 1 more turn. Let's hold on to that special then. And only 101 damage because of all the wither effects. Mortawitch dodged the painting. That's unfortunate. We should still be okay. Let's... you know what? Let's kill off Elsbeth. I don't want to deal with these fiends any longer. Now, let's ghost these 3 reds. See if Bernadette does not avoid the painting this time. Cool. And this should be the end of the battle. All right, we are 4 for 4, 1 flag left. Next up, we are going to go up against a Gurick tank team. All right, so we're definitely going to want to bring in some of my more dwarves and fawns here. So let's take out Bernadette, Dueler, Fleur, and Mortowitch. I'm going to move Vard over so that I can put Bramble on the right side. I like having the healer on the wing in case if there's any attack 3 hitters, we can avoid our healer getting hit if possible. And let's bring in a couple other fawns and dwarves. Let's bring in Tamlin, and I could bring in Peregrine or Isidore. Yeah, let's bring in Isidore. All right, let's go into battle here and see if we could go 5 for 5 again. I definitely want to stay away from Bernie. Let's start off with the 3 yellows on the right. If we can get lucky with the red in the right spot, I can match a red diamond next turn, but we did not. All right, let's match the 4 reds. Now, let's match these 3 purples. Match some more purples, which will give me Vard and Tamlin. And their Tamlin's going to go off too, which is not ideal. Isidore's got his special. Alright, let's use Tamlin first, because I want the chance to silence Bernadette if she gets hit enough times. And let's use the main part of Isidore on Bernadette. Not dead yet. Let's hit this red dragon, I think. No, that's going to set off a cascade of blues and then the yellows on the left, which could set off Bernie, although she's got negative mana ailment. You know what? Let's do this instead. I'm just going to match the 3 blues. It's going to set off a cascade of yellows and blues underneath that, and then we can match some reds next turn, so I can get Ceris before Bernie goes off. Even better. Let's use Bramble to safely cleanse and heal everybody. I'm going to use Ceris on Bernadette. I really would like some purples on the board. Let's match this yellow diamond. And let's tile dump with that yellow diamond. Nice with the reds. Let's use Isidore on Bernadette. And let's match this purple diamond over here. Let's use Bramble first to heal, and let's use Tamlin and then Vard. Bernadette should definitely be dead. Yep, and Griffix, and who else is going to be dead? All right, everybody but Vivica. She's about to heal. Let's hit the purple diamond, see if that's enough to kill her. Awesome. All right, we went 5 for 5 today. We are 15-0 on the week. Defense right now has a B rating. We started out pretty poor, and then with those first 2 losses, and then won a couple, lost a couple, and then won a couple. So we have a B rating, not bad there. Right now, from a leaderboard perspective, I'm ranked 197, so looking good so far. Let me know how your Rush Attack 5-star raid tournament is going, and that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it or found it helpful, and if you did, hit that like button. Make sure you sub to my channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.